Now, the Pixel 8 Pro has been out for over 3 months now, and I have a lot that I want to get off my chest. Now, the Pixel 8 Pro is a great phone that has given me a pretty great experience. The battery life is solid, the display is an upgrade from last year's 7 Pro, we have tons of new features, and it has arguably the best camera in the game. And even though the Pixel 8 Pro has been great, I would be lying if I said that it didn't hit a few bumps on the road that stopped me from crowning it as the best phone of 2023. The Tensor G3 chip has been pretty bad running power-heavy apps. The videos have discoloration at times, and there were times where apps would freeze on me. But despite that, most days the Pixel 8 Pro did everything that I needed it to do, and in this video, I will be sharing my experience with you guys to help you decide if the Pixel 8 Pro is right for you. Now, the Tensor G3 chip has been pretty horrible at playing power-heavy games. Like for example, here I am playing Asphalt 9 on the Pixel 8 Pro, and you can see how terrible the Pixel 8 Pro looks. It's laggy, the frame rate is terrible, and I'm genuinely shocked that I've been having the same problem for 3 months in a row. Now, over the past few weeks, I've tested how long the Pixel 8 Pro lasts with medium to high usage. I tried my best not to do too much, but it was pretty hard since I enjoy using my Pixel 8 Pro a lot. I use social media moderately, texted friends and family, made phone calls, checked emails, and watched a ton of YouTube videos. And I was able to rack up 6 to 7 hours of screen time per day. On most days, I'm getting 6 hours, but that was pretty great in my book. I'm ending my day with around 20 to 30% by the end of the day, which was just enough for me to collect data on who this phone is truly for. And since I was using my phone moderately, I didn't feel the need to try to preserve battery, I didn't turn on power saving mode, and I used it to its full capacity. The Pixel 8 Pro supports 27-watt charging, which isn't the greatest, but isn't the worst either. It takes about an hour and a half to reach to 100% on average, and I found that it can get hot as hell whenever I use my wireless charger, which was very annoying. But besides that, the charging experience was pretty smooth since I mostly charge my phone overnight, and I tried my best to plan my charges accordingly. I was also surprised that a lot of little features within the software didn't take a huge chunk of battery, things like always on display, 5G, and high brightness were on, but I was still able to last a full day, which was pretty impressive for a phone of this price. Now, taking a look at how the build quality is holding up after 3 months of use, the Pixel 8 Pro is a step up from last year. The flat display and matte back improve the overall quality of the phone. The Pixel 8 Pro is one of the most comfortable phones in 2023. It's a very rounded phone that knows how to complement a hand, whether it's big or small, and whether I'm holding it to watch a video or just scroll through an app, it always has kept that same consistency. The flat display has always been a personal favorite, the buttons are very clicky and premium, the ports and mics are very discreet, and despite the fact that it's a top tier flagship phone, I still feel like the quality is a little bit better than the price. In terms of weight and feel in hand, the Pixel 8 Pro was on the heavier side of the spectrum. It's a little bit lighter than my iPhone 15 Pro Max, but it's still pretty heavy, and I feel like this added to its upscale feel. It's not heavy to the point where it can be uncomfortable for a longer period of time, but it is heavy enough for you to notice it at first and get used to it after. Now, in terms of durability, the Pixel 8 Pro has Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and I have dropped it twice since I first got it. There has been a little scratch on the display. It's very hard to see on camera, but it is there. And my problem with Pixels has never been crack resistance. It's always been about poor scratch resistance. Since the Pixel 6 series, I've always had a bunch of unnecessary scratches on my Pixel phones, from putting my phone in my pocket to very little drops. And this has always been my pet peeve when it comes to Pixel phones. But besides that, the Pixel 8 Pro has a really good build quality that is holding up 3 months later. And I will recommend a screen protector for the scratches on the front. Now, looking at display, the 8 Pro's 6.7-inch actual display has been holding up very well, and even though I think that it does need some improvements, it still can go toe-to-toe with the iPhone 15 Pro Max and Galaxy S23 Ultra in certain aspects. The resolution looked amazing, the brightness has significantly improved, and it has a nice big flat display. And I pretty much enjoy doing anything on this phone, whether it was entertainment or just casual phone stuff. The viewing experience is also really good, and I feel like any of you guys who want to buy this phone will agree. Something else that I loved about the Pixel 8 Pro's display was just how much it was able to use the screen. Like, I loved how it has the tiny hole punch camera that barely gets in the way when watching videos. The option to use swipe gestures is great as well because there are no extra buttons on my display. And again, it makes the 6.7-inch display feel bigger than it is. The brightness is still superb. Until this day, it shocks me because Pixels have always had the lowest brightness when compared to other smartphones. But I'm really glad that this is one of the many significant upgrades that Google has made from the Pixel 7 Pro to the 8 Pro. The responsiveness on the Pixel 8 Pro is insane. Like right here, you can see me just scrolling through a simple app, and it's pretty crazy how fast it can get when you upgrade your scrolling speed. The 120Hz refresh rate does balance it out to ultimately make the scrolling feel very smooth, and I feel like this is where the Pixel is at its best, when it focuses on being incredibly smooth. The fingerprint sensor has gotten better over the past few few generations. Yes, it is slower than my Galaxy S23 Ultra and iPhone 15 Pro Max, but I think that this is the first time where Google made a normal feeling fingerprint sensor, and I hope they keep improving it from there. The facial recognition is the worst when compared to other phones that I've talked about. It doesn't really work well at night, and it messes up more than it should, but I mainly use my fingerprints, so it didn't bother me too much. Now moving on to speakers, I'm not going to say the Pixel 8 Pro speakers are awful, because they're really not. But what I will say is that they aren't as good as the competition. Many times, I'm turning my volume all the way up and still become a little bit disappointed. And instead of telling you guys, I'm going to show you. Now moving on to camera, the Pixel 8 Pro provides nothing but top tier quality photos, whether it's selfies, outside shots, and even inside shots. As always, Pixel phones have always been pretty good at capturing darker skin tones, the blur is subtle but not too much, and the added lighting was just right. Zoom photos on the Pixel 8 Pro were great. The more I zoomed in, I was very impressed with its consistency, and the quality and sharpness kept up very well. Inside photos didn't disappear either. The selfies were very nice since I went where I can get the best lighting, and they were extremely similar to my Pixel 7 Pro. Outside photos were the best in terms of lighting and quality, very professional, very exquisite. And this is where the Pixel 8 Pro's camera truly shines. Now the videos on the Pixel 8 Pro were good but not great. My face will look weird at times, but other than that, the outer camera did its best work. You can shoot videos up to 4K and up to 60 frames per second, which is the standard. Many times I use my Pixel as my secondary camera when shooting videos, and the 8 Pro was one of them. The stabilization was solid, and there were plenty of options when it came to different modes that you could use. And I want to give you guys some of my footage from my Pixel 8 Pro to show you guys how it holds up. And alright you guys, that's it for my review on the Pixel 8 Pro. It's a really good phone that I think many people will like, but if you are a gamer, I would not recommend this phone. I would personally recommend the Pixel 7 Pro because it does handle games better, but other than that, the Pixel 8 Pro is a solid phone all around, and I really like it. And let me know down in the comments, do you think that the Pixel 8 Pro is worth the $100 price increase? Let me know. And if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.